that know right here we're talking.
I do it.
Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We are live here at the 2023 National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado. I'm joined today by Anthony Gelvin with Cimarron Trailers.
Glad to be here, CJ.
Yeah. So, again, this is day, I can't even tell you what day it is. That's just, we'll get to the 22nd of January. We'll be here till then, but we're working into the weekend. A lot going on. PRCA rodeos have started. Hunter Jumper Grand Prix is going to be going on this weekend into Monday. A lot of cattle shows in the yards here on the hill. I know they're moving in some junior market lambs as well. So again, a lot going on here at the show. But with Anthony here today, we wanted to show you the booth, walk you through some trailers. We're going to actually walk you through these 4 Cimarrons that we have sitting here. We'll stop and talk about the air ride. We'll stop and talk about the construction of the Cimarrons. But
Well, I like one of the great things you said, all the different events that are
Yes.
happening this weekend. There's a trailer in here for all of those different people.
Absolutely.
And you're going to see that as you walk through. We've got a great assortment here that's going to match everybody's needs.
yeah, well, let's jump
Let's go take a look
yeah.
at one.
How are you folks?
There you folks.
Good. No, you're good. All right, well, the very first one behind us here is going to be a 2023 Cimarron North Star 2-horse bumper pull. Now, when we were coming up with inventory for the booth, one thing that we had is we've got a living quarters that we'll show you, the swing out saddle rack. We've got a 2+1 that we'll walk through that has a recess post, but we wanted to show a removable saddle post that we can move between the tack rooms, kind of cover all our bases, really give you the opportunity to see all the different functions that we have.
It makes this trailer real versatile. If you want to have your tack and saddles in the back of this trailer, it's got a location for it. It's protected from the horses. But as CJ said, this is actually removable. You can put it up in the front tack, and this wall will collapse and fold flat against there. Now you can put a golf cart, put a four-wheeler, put different things in it. You can haul hay in it, whatever you want to do. So this simple feature and that removable post makes this trailer super functional.
Yeah, absolutely. And we might have some customers too that say, well, I've got a horse that, you know, prefers a nice wide open back loading and unloading. That's the beauty about this. You can easily move this up to the front, break this down against the wall, it's out of the way.
Absolutely.
So, and then in here in the stall area, and we've got the solid dividers in here. We upgraded to the padded divider on this one as well. Put you some corner feeders in this one just to kind of show you some different options. But the one thing as we walk through your trailers that I love is when you put your hands on them, everything has a radius. Everything is smooth. Everything, nothing protruding out, no 90-degree sharp angles. Horse safety, livestock safety, first and foremost.
We take strength, structure, and safety very serious at Cimarron. We know we're putting, sometimes we're putting your livelihood in, how you earn a living, and your hobbies, and your kids and family are enjoying, so you want it to be a safe ride in there. So we take that very seriously. One of the things I wanted to point out is you've folded this back. With our trailer, and the way we've got this built, you don't have to use a telescopic divider that adds another moving part. This can fold flat against this wall, it doesn't stick out, and it doesn't protrude into that area where you're loading that horse.
Absolutely, yep. And even like your slam latch, I mean, everything's, you know, wall mount, flush. You know, again, horse safety, safety for the actual person loading, unloading. I don't have to hold a pin. I can get that horse in there, secure that divider, open it.
Absolutely.
The big spring pulls it towards the driver's side, so we don't have to hold the divider.
Absolutely. And the great thing, this is a trailer that weighs under 3,000 pounds, so you can pull it with that SUV with your half-ton pickup, safely pull it and stop it. So it's a great piece.
Absolutely. So I'll sneak up here. We'll show you the front tack room on this one because, again, you can take that saddle post from back there and move it up here. So again, we've got this front dressing room now. So again, you can utilize this with 2 tack rooms, or you can collapse that down, bring that saddle rack up here, put the post right here. So we already have the hardware in the floor and the ceiling for it, so it's really easy to move. A couple things we did in here, there's a corner water tank hiding behind this. Those are fantastic to be able to carry water on board for your horses. You know, you get to a show or an event, and sometimes the hydrants quarter-mile away.
Absolutely.
Who wants to lug those buckets?
Yep. And another thing that I want to touch on is what you're standing on.
Yeah.
So this is something that Transwest has ordered in this trailer different. Everybody's seen the tack rooms that have the carpet in, so they can get mud and water off your boots. They can, if the water gets in there, they can get a smell to them. So a lot of people are putting the same rubber mats that are in the floor of the horse compartment. A great option. Kind of darkens up that tack room if you don't have the Opti-Bright lights like we use in this. They chose to do the option of our gray tread flooring. And so it's a very high strength product. It doesn't scuff easy. It brightens the trailer up. It's got good traction. And I think it's just a nice look to this trailer when you guys do this.
Yeah, and very easy to clean. I mean, you know, you can, if you got dirt, those type of items, very easy to sweep up, vacuum up. You know, it's not going to hold that smell. That's one thing I noticed over time with the carpeted floors.
Yes.
You know, they get so much stuff on them and so much usage that eventually you just kind of have that smell and you can't get rid of it.
A few rags and some Windex or Simple Clean and it's ready to go.
Absolutely. One of the other things when we were building this trailer for the show is we wanted to show different colors of the trailers. So we have a white, which is standard. We're going to show you a stainless trailer. We've got a charcoal metallic, and then this one here is silver metallic. And that's why we wanted to order this trailer in this color, so we can show you the most popular colors that we typically build these trailers in. So a nice little runaround trailer like this. We've got them in 3-horse bumper pulls as well available. You know, we've built a ton of 4 and 5 horse bumper pulls over the last 18 months, 24 months, just absolutely loaded out. So we can go that custom route too.
And I think that's the word I want to dwell on is one thing, the reason Cimarron started is we knew there was a need for that custom trailer manufacturer. People have a ton of different needs. They like to see those certain things that they want to do. And you guys are real good at putting those things into fruition when they happen. So we can build that thing, everything up from a 2-horse all the way to a nice 5-horse bumper pull that you're going to pull behind a big motorhome or something like that. The next trailer we're going to look at goes kind of at the other end of the scale of this one.
Yeah,
so
we're making a big jump, but this is an absolutely beautiful trailer. We're also an outlaw dealer. So what we have back here is a 2023 Cimarron North Star 4-horse living quarters. This trailer right here has a 14.9 outlaw conversion, slide out, absolutely gorgeous trailer. Again, we went charcoal metallic. That's probably the color that's had the most traction over the last year.
it has, and you know, I'm obviously being with Cimarron, I get to see the trailers we build every week, and by far the white and the charcoal seem to be the popular.
Yep, and then we went with the polished extrusion on this trailer as well.
Gives it a classy look.
Yep, absolutely. As we get back, this is an air ride trailer. We'll talk about a little bit, we'll get actually back to our display back there and demonstrate how the air ride works itself. But this is a spread axle, so we have a 12-inch spread. We did Alcoa rims on this one, 17.5s and with an 18-ply Continental. So these are 9K air ride axles. Air ride, we're going to talk about it multiple times in this video, but believe me, once you have an air ride trailer, you are never going back. And that is the most common thing that we hear.
It is. I hear it every day when people take that step to do the air ride. We hear that comment, we're never going to own another trailer with that air ride. You can feel it in the seat of your pants in your tow vehicle, but more importantly, your livestock is proven coming out of that trailer fresher, more conditioned, ready to perform.
Yep. I'll let you take the lead on this one going up there.
Absolutely. We're going to come on in here into the horse area. So this is a 4-horse rear side load. So the horses are actually going to load on the right-hand side of the trailer, and we're going to come into the front. So the trailer has a walk-through door, so you can come from the bathroom into the horse area, and it has an access door on the left-hand side. So this can open. You can come in and kind of use this as a poor man's mudroom and come in, kick off your boots, and come into the living quarters. This one has the optional manger on the escape door. So now you can still use, just like you do your other mangers, you can put feed, you can water when you stop, and it has an access door that you can get to that storage as well that we'll see when we go around there. This trailer has a full divider on the first one, bar type at the head and the shoulder, okay, padded dividers. As we move back, one of the options that Transwest again does a lot is the worm flooring.
Yeah.
So if you don't know about the worm flooring, it is a product that totally seals the aluminum floor. And what that means is that urine cannot get to that aluminum floor. Urine is acidic, and it fights with aluminum. It doesn't like it. And if you don't properly clean a trailer, over time, that can induce corrosion and some pitting and things like that. Worm flooring totally seals it. It's a great product.
Yep, to me, it's almost like, hey, let's go out and buy a real high quality saddle, and then we never take care of it. Aluminum trailers, you have to care for them. And one of the biggest things is if you have rubber mats, it's pulling them out, it's washing it, you're assessing it as you're washing it as well. But when we go with the worm, we don't have to worry about that. One of the other things that I really like and prefer to order these trailers with worm flooring is, if you think about, more traditional rear loads, well, it's kind of easier to grab that mat and go straight out the back. Well, now we've got one more angle we got to get out of this trailer. And believe me, it makes it a lot easier just cleaning and functionality of this trailer if we don't have to wrestle mats. I always joke that they're like wrestling alligators, and they are not fun.
If you do it once, you don't want to do it again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, as we start working out, you're going to notice with all these dividers open here, this last one, we'll kind of get these out of the way so we can really show you what we're talking about here with this breakover divider. So if you look at this opening right here, we've got a lot of room. We've got a lot of room for a horse to come in this trailer, make a right-hand turn, but more importantly is they're backing out. Now they can kind of get their hip back in that opening, move that front shoulder forward, and kind of get a better, straighter shot in this opening. If we didn't do this breakover divider, this is what it would look like. Now look at that opening.
It's one of the things, as these rear side load trailers became more popular, our engineering and design and sales team looked at this and said, we've got to figure out a way to make that turn bigger when you're backing a horse out of there. And we really didn't want to go with a telescopic divider. We wanted the strength of not having that go in and out. And so we designed this breakover divider. And it's, in my opinion, has been a game changer, CJ.
Yep, absolutely. And then when you talked about the airflow dividers, but we got big drops on the head wall, we got airflow dividers, we got big drops on the tail side as well. And then when you cap it off with an insulated roof, I mean, you want to talk about airflow and keeping horses comfortable.
I'm glad you mentioned something about the roof, and we're going to cover that in depth out there, so I won't do it as much. But every Cimarron trailer is built with an insulated roof standard. It's not an option. And on any day, wherever you're at, you're going to be about 18 to 19% cooler in this trailer than another trailer out there that has an aluminum skin roof. You're not going to pay extra for insulation. Right. It's standard on every trailer. And again, we'll show some more details that out here on the cutaway. So.
Absolutely. So this has been, over the last few years, this option has really, or this load, I should say, has really gained so much steam and so much momentum and popularity.
And we're going to show them why.
And the reason why is back here, and that's this full width rear tack that we have on this trailer. We'll do a couple different versions of this. This one here, we opted for one single door. We'll do some in a double door back here. Just kind of take it a case-by-case basis on the trailer. But in this instance here, nice big wide door. We have a swing out saddle rack here on the right-hand side of the trailer. You've also got that step there. It's great transitioning in and out. The other thing too is there's space here between the saddle rack and this door frame. I can get in and out of this rear tack room. But the reason why I like these rear tacks, one, for safety purposes, if you ever do get rear-ended, we don't have a horse standing right here.
Absolutely.
And then when we look at this trailer, and you look at a mid-tack, in my opinion, you have to have a 5-foot mid-tack on an angle to make it function. 4 foot, when you're dealing with the angles, it's narrow, you don't have a lot of room. Well, what we've done is we've added some extra length to the trailer by doing a mid-tack. So when you get in these full width rear tacks, we're only adding a couple feet. So we're not making this trailer extremely long.
It's allowed us to give you very almost identical tack space and make that trailer about 3 foot shorter.
Absolutely, yep. And then there's just options that we do on these. Behind this actual swing out saddle rack, we've got a 48-gallon corner water tank. We've got a trailer on the lot right now that we have a vet box back here that we've built with Cimarron, and then up above we've done a 12-volt refrigerator. That way, as you're traveling, you can keep your medicine back there rather than in your refrigerator in your living quarters. There's a lot of customization we can do back here. more shelving. If you want hooks, we've seen them where, built them where you have an actual pass-through door that goes from this back area straight into the stall area. So there's a lot of different variations of this rear tack.
It is. We can really do about whatever you want back here, just limited on the space.
Yeah.
This one, like you said, this has the shelf on the other side. Yeah. And if we look on the floor, we've got that same gray floor in the back here. Again, easy to keep clean as you're coming out of here with your buckets, your saddles. Feet are going to be dirty. It's easy to sweep out, blow out, all that type of stuff. So, yeah, it's a great setup on the back.
And the easy angle ladder back here is not something brand new, but you guys have added a new safety feature to it.
What we have done, if you look at this, any rubber product as it gets older, now the sun is going to become brittle. And we didn't want that to happen, and this thing could bounce out of there. So we put a safety lock on here. You pull that pin, this comes up. Now your ladder comes out. Instead of climbing straight up that ladder, you're at a safer angle, and you can get up there. When you're ready to store it, you line up in the rubber slots. It locks in, so going down the road, it can't come out.
And if your current Cimarron has a bolt-on, we can easily upgrade you.
Upgrade to this one.
And put on the easy angle, absolutely.
Absolutely. Transwest can do that right at their facility.
Yeah. And believe me, when you're going to, if you're hauling, maybe you're storing some buckets up there, you're taking feed bags up there to go get some hay put in them, believe me, going up one-handed on a bolt-on ladder straight up and down is not an easy task. You put that angle to it, and it's very easy going up and down this. I'm scared of heights anyways. I was designed to be this high off the ground, so the angle is much nicer. Absolutely.
So one of the things I wanted to point out as we come around here, CJ, is, and I'm going to let him kind of show that camera on there, this has an option where we've carried this side slat extrusion that's polished onto the doors. So normally this is the same color, would have been charcoal sheeting. Now we've carried that on there. It gives that a more fluid finish look, and it comes all the way down to the access door and follows in.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. And if you stop and take a look down this, these seams where this extrusion meets matches behind the mangers to each manger door. So you look down this and you want to talk about attention to details. You look down this trailer and you sit there and go, okay, that was thought out. It wasn't like we just grabbed some extrusion and threw on that door.
It's cheaper to just put it on there, so there's some waste when we line it up, but this is the right way to do it.
Absolutely.
And we want to do it the right way. You've got access into all your manger compartments, and like I said, still you have access underneath that manger on the door. So you've got a ton of storage here. You'll see this side amber light. This is a Transwest feature that they add. These trailers, as they get longer, people don't pay attention when you're turning. They can't see your back blinker. They can't see the blinker on your truck. So this light is an amber light, so it's on when your marker's on. But when you turn your turn signal on, turn this way, this blinks and it gets their attention on this. And I think that's a great safety feature.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as we get back here, I mean, in that rear tack room in the corner is our fuel cell. So the actual fill location is right here on driver's side. So you can fuel your pickup up, pull up to the pump. This one actually has a Onan 4000 gas generator, so you're going to put gas on this one. But it's actually stored up top. You can actually see the back of the box right there and the exhaust pipe coming out. So you can get up there. There's also a deck. So you're not just standing on the roof when you get up here. I mean, these roofs can handle it, but it is nice to have that deck, get that generator up and off. We want to get that airflow to that generator so it can perform at a higher level. And then we have a pod actually located directly ahead of that, and that can hold about 10 to 12 bales of hay.
Correct. Absolutely.
So absolutely awesome trailer, great seller. And I'm glad you mentioned the side extrusion, because I'll even just shut this door. And we even went in on the side ramp here and made it match as well. It's just a good look when that trailer's running down the road.
Absolutely.
I mean, all the lines match.
Yes, sir.
And we got this box sitting over here. So some people might say, well, what's that? Is that a dog box? But what we're looking at right here is a Cimarron stock box. This is a great product to be able to slide into your pickup. You're going and buying new projects. Hogs, lambs, goats. Maybe you don't need to drag a big trailer 3 states away to go pick up your new projects.
Yeah, saving fuel.
We can put this in the back of your truck. This is like, I tell everybody, this is like buying equipment for your show animals. You know, a chute for cattle, a stand for lambs and goats. That product's going to hold its value so much over time, just because it is. It is a part, and it functions so well. And we've had numerous customers actually buy these or even build them for dogs. So we're not just restricted to our small livestock on this. But this one here we wanted to show you, and we put this one on display for a reason, because most of the time on these boxes, we'll do a center gate somehow, different configuration, T-style. We'll do one lengthwise, we'll do one across. But on this one here, you guys got innovative, looked at the show trailers with pin systems and said, why can't we easily convert that over to our stock boxes to throw in the back of the truck and easily move this divider over? So I'll break it loose and I'll show you how easy it is to move it over. It pins and stores against there. But that arm back there, Anthony, is the exact same arm
that's in our pin trailers.
On the pig trailers. So we can take a trailer from a 50-50 setup to a 60-40, get you an alleyway. And that is the same arm, the same function. And again, it's so simple. Now we have one big install area.
You can do
throwing
a ton
some
of
projects
things
in there.
with it.
Absolutely.
This one is really decked out nice because it's got the 12-volt power, so you plug it into your truck. Now you have a light if you're doing this at night to load. You've got dome lights inside. You've got the marker lights on the outsides of the truck. It's got two roof vents in there, plexi in the back. As we go around the side, we'll show you how you get the air in the side. But this is set up really.
And we like to order our stock boxes with the floor, so we're not messing up the truck. It's just easy to pull it out. It's not messing up the bed. Again, the back load light, we don't do that on all of them. This one here, we wanted to show it to you here at the show, because your cargo light on your truck hits right about back there. So
Yep.
We're not getting that light coverage as you're loading and unloading projects. We added the marker lights to this one. You mentioned the roof vents, but not only do they have the insulated roof on every trailer, it's on the stock boxes.
Same exact roof
Yeah.
on the stock boxes, so you're getting that same protection on the stock box as you do the trailer.
So again, we're keeping animals nice and cool in transit.
Yep.
This one here is the fold down air slat on the side. We'll show this to you again when we get over to another trailer, but how easy is that? We're not having to pull plexiglass out to open up air gaps. Literally fold it down, get that airflow in there. You've got these roof vents here are two-way, so we can manipulate airflow as well.
Absolutely. Great piece if you're showing smaller animals, sheep, pigs, goats. A great tool to have in your arsenal.
This is a product that when your kids are done showing, you will have friends, other people you show with saying, hey, what are you doing with your stock box? Really good return on investment.
Absolutely.
Too. You're going to get your money back as long as you take care of it.
Absolutely.
This one here weighs about 230 pounds. I mean, we move them around a lot on a forklift with a pallet. But, you know, as we maneuvered it around here at the show, I mean, two guys can do it and get it loaded in the back of a truck. But that is one little trick. If you do have the capability to get some forks and a nice oversized pallet, oh, it's simple. Slide it
very
in and
easy.
out. Yep, absolutely. Let's stop and kind of look at the construction here.
Let's do it.
So we've got a great cutout that we got from Cimarron here.
So one of the
That's gonna
things
show you-
that it shows you, you can see the roof on the top and the bottom when we're looking at it. But one of the things you can't see is how it's constructed. So this will show you 1/2 inch thick. It's got a composite core in the middle. And it's a honeycomb pattern. So the old honeycomb cereal, if you sit and lay that down so they're touching all that, it's got a fiberglass laminate top and bottom, and it's UV protected. So what that means is as it sets in the sun, it's not going to deteriorate this product. It's not going to damage it. This product is rated to carry 150 pounds per square foot. So again, as you get up on your trailer annually and walk on the roof to inspect your roof caulking, your seams up there, you don't have to worry about, am I stepping on a roof bow so I don't go through and damage the aluminum skin? You can walk anywhere you want. We've had customers that will get up on the trailer and tailgate and set lawn chairs up there and set it on the roof and do that. So that's how strong it is. It actually adds strength to our trailer because you'll see this roof actually sets down in an extrusion that's a part of our top rail. So that helps keep that trailer side to side and front to back racking that helps keep that because it's now become part of the top rail of this trailer. And you can't see that when we look on another trailer. So why buy a Cimarron, right? It's a simple question. Why do I buy a Cimarron over brand A, B, or C? This roof is one of those pieces.
One of the components.
It's going to protect your animals, keep them more conditioned and ready to perform. We do that. You can get in this trailer and on a 100-degree day, touch this with your bare hands. It's not going to burn you. If you have an aluminum skin roof, it's going to be hot. And your horse's head and ears are right up there by it.
And I can give a couple different examples of that. If you see us at some junior national shows, summertime, they're usually hot. It's middle of June, July. I mean, we're in those months. And there have been times where we've been at a show, heat index 115 degrees, and we've got an easy up tent, and we're in the trailer. Those chairs are sitting in the trailer because it's cooler than it is even out underneath that easy
Absolutely.
up tent. And when we bring when customers come to the lot and they say, well, can you show me how much of a difference that really makes? Let's take them to another brand that's all sealed up in a horse trailer, aluminum sheeted roof, and you step in it, and it is hot, it's muggy.
You don't need to say anything.
Takes your breath away. Yep.
You just walk in.
You take them over to the Cimarron, you do the exact same thing, you put them in it, and they will immediately say, I can feel a difference.
You don't need a thermometer.
No, you don't.
can tell it. The next thing is any good thing that you build has to have a good foundation or floor. So one of the things that we pride ourselves on and stacks up really against anybody is our floor. We use a 12-inch deck board that runs left to right in the trailer. They go together in a double tongue and groove joint. Some other people that use a deck board use a single tongue and groove joint. The double, as these trailers get longer and they flex a little bit, which aluminum does, the singles have been known to pop, where the double doesn't allow that to happen. Then the next thing that I think is probably one of the most impressive things is the spacing on our cross members and this V truss in here. So every 4 inches, you have structure underneath that floor. So CJ does the best explanation of this, so I'm going to have him explain it in layman's terms of why is that important.
Well, I always say, picture hoof size of a horse, picture hoof size of a cow. Wherever they're standing on this floor, they're standing on a support beam. That's what we want. We
That's
want
what
that
we
strength.
do. Absolutely. One of the strongest shapes that's out there is a V. So this is a solid extruded. It's not welded or screwed to the bottom. And that's an enclosed in V, so that strengthens even more in the middle of the floor. So this floor doesn't have any give. And this is on every Cimarron trailer from front to back. So under the living quarters, under the livestock area, under the horse area, has this floor. Why do you buy a Cimarron? This and this.
Absolutely. And like you said, I mean, you start with that foundation and build up. This has got another great, just angle from right here. If you look, it's the upright post. So the upright posts, you guys, are almost a perfect square. And the competitors, a lot of competitors will use a rectangular, a C channel, a hat channel. There's different versions out there.
That is a tube. It's not a C channel.
That is a tube. And I like to say, you take that upright post and it moves like one fluid motion, like a pencil, to where you get that rectangular shape, and it's going to wobble on you. So that's the strength on the side of the trailer. So as we've gone up from floor on the sidewalls up to this roof, I mean, it just continues to gain strength as we go up.
It is. One of our mottos is better by design. So one of the things as we're building this trailer is we don't want you to see all the bulky where we put pieces together and married up stuff. We wanted this trailer to look clean and slick. So when we build our trailer and we started designing this and made changes, we have extrusions made that are exclusive to Cimarron. We just don't, what I call, blacksmith the trailer and start stacking tubes together and weld them. So everything fits together like it's supposed to. It looks like a piece that's made. And I think it just enhances the look and styling of this trailer.
And if you've seen a Cimarron, or you can make it down to the show and you start walking around, I always tell everybody, look at the fit and finish on the trailer. Okay, if what we can see on the finished product looks like that,
absolutely,
believe everything we can't see is going to be the exact same way.
Absolutely.
If you look at a finished product and it doesn't look right, and we're kind of maybe cutting some corners here and there,
what
can't I see as well?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's look at this beautiful thing.
Yeah, this is a 2+1 we have sitting here. This trailer has really I mean, the market has just really exploded, and this has been a great seller for us. We just continue to throw more options and add on, and just the functionality of the trailer is just awesome. It's a great opportunity for a walk-on, walk-off type setup.
It is, and it has quickly become probably one of the most versatile trailers out there. As we get into this trailer and look at it, you'll see the different things that this trailer can become. And so it's that one trailer that can do 4 or 5 different things for you.
Yeah, so let's start at the front, because this is...
It's got a unique feature.
Yes, it does. And we've got it up against this wall, but this is a V-nose we did on this. This is a 710 tall trailer. It's for our warm bloods, our big horses. So with the added height that we want on this trailer, with it being 710, well, now we have more drag. So we put this V-nose on here. I like that you guys put a bigger radius on this. You don't bring it to an abrupt point. These trailers pull phenomenally well. One of these days we will maybe have like trailers, a standard nose and a V-nose, same height, same length, same setup, and we want to do some testing.
Absolutely.
We want to see what it does for miles per gallon, because we believe that it will make a massive difference in that as well.
It's amazing the difference it makes. You can just feel when you're towing it, the difference it makes.
Absolutely.
And again, as you said, this is a 710 tall trailer that's going to have more drag because of the height. And styling wise, I just think it's a clean, modern look. It adds to the trailer.
Absolutely. So we'll start kind of walking through. We did almost one of the same things as we did over there on that living quarters.
There's somebody. Come on out, guys. You're all right. Yep, you're fine.
We're gonna try not to lock some customers in there. But on this, we did the extrusion on the door to match, going to the extrusion on the side of the trailer as well. Again, just a clean look on this one. We did the polish on it as well. We did a deadbolt combo on it, so
nice
you don't
feature.
have to have the key. You can just run and go jump in the trailer.
It's nice for multiple people showing out of this same trailer with kids. You don't have to hand out 6 keys to everybody.
Send somebody to the trailer. Here's the code. Go get what you need. Anthony's a magician. He came through the pass-through door there.
Nice feature, walk-through door. You can get into that box stall area. Again, a little different setup on the saddle racks than we've seen. So we saw a removable post in the 2-horse bumper pull. We saw our swing-out saddle rack on the big living quarters trailer. Here's another option we do. This is called our recessed post. So again, part of the structure of that trailer, put in there where a side post goes. See the bolts here on every one of them. These are adjustable. So you can adjust these saddle racks by just simply loosening up 2 bolts, one on the top and the bottom, and adjust these depending on what type of saddle. So this trailer is very versatile. Maybe you're going to do hunt seat saddles and they go closer together, but you're also going to ride some Western and you need a little more room. You can space these apart. It also has the capability, you got room here if you're hauling hunt seat dressage saddles, add another saddle rack to it, add another blanket bar to it. Absolutely. A very versatile option. If you don't want any saddle racks in here at all, take them all out. You just have this post here, no harm, no foul.
And
very versatile.
And if you'll notice, that post is the same post we've seen on those other options. I mean, you haven't changed it. We just do it in
it's
different
how we mount it to the trailer.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
This has the boot box that they put in here, great storage, nice step to get up into the gooseneck area. Again, another water tank. This is the 48-gallon water tank. It's a half moon, so it fits real good up against flat surfaces, so a 90-degree corner or up against a drop wall. Again, like the 2-horse bumper pull had, it's kind of nice to take water with you if you get out in an area where they don't have it. Horses like drinking their water, can be kind of finicky. This wall is carpeted, so when you put your head stalls and bridles here, they're not going to be rubbing against that aluminum. They're going to be protected there. Just a great setup in this tack room. Got plenty of hooks, plenty of saddle racks. Again, that same gray, easy to clean flooring.
And we went with a 5-foot front tack because we understand a lot of this clientele will also be taking totes with them. So we have a little bit more floor space to be able to throw those items in there. A little bit bigger door, so it's easy getting in and out. And then again, you've got this pass-through door if you need to jump into the stall area. But that's kind of the next thing we'll go to is this stall area. So we have this side ramp. So again, walk on, walk off. But there's things that a lot of customers have asked. It's been interesting at the show that aren't in this world. And they go, well, how many horses do they normally haul? Well, a majority of the time they're hauling 2 head of horses on this, which we'll get to that. And they say, well, what about the box stall? Well, you can throw a horse in here if you want to. I mean, you have that capability, but this is great for your wheelbarrows. Maybe you got a little cricket. you take to a show. You can run it up on the side ramp.
Absolutely.
Got a lot of flexibility here with this box stall. We add a little bit of length because, as we show you when we open up these stud doors, you know, nothing's getting into this opening that we have here, nothing protruding out. A horse doesn't have to walk around.
Absolutely.
It clears.
One of the things I want to show too is this feature right here. So as we did a wider ramp on this trailer to have a bigger opening to load and unload out of here, we want for safety to have a bar across here or a strap or some device. So when you let that ramp down, that horse doesn't start backing out on you. It's for safety. Well, when you do a longer type of a bar, this is what you have to deal with. It's got to reach over there, but where do you put it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of cumbersome. So our engineering team said, well, we can fix that. It's on a sliding track. Slide it up out of the way. It's got a place to store it. We're done. Not a safety hazard. It's not in the way of a horse. A little simple option that we can add to try and clean it up.
Absolutely. So we'll get back here in the stall area. So again, here's these big stud gates. We get out of the way. So again, we can walk on, walk off. But again, as this trailer has evolved, and I would say this is probably the one that's evolved the most rapid.
Yes.
From standard options to what we inventory, what customers want, and then we just continue to come up with things. And this divider that we're going to show you here in a second, you guys didn't reinvent the wheel. You were already utilizing this. You just turned it. You were using it on the show cattle trailers as a traveling gate. And we'll show you that when we get to the next trailer.
And our customers came to us and said, there's got to be an easier way to convert this trailer. We already had this mechanism, which I feel is the best in the industry as far as moving a gate or a divider. So it's smooth, small children can do it, it's easy to do. So our dealers came to us and said, we want to be able to move this divider over to the wall of the trailer. So I've got a big opening in the front, okay? Well, in the past, we had an option where you could unpin it, you pick it up, you walk it over here, you pin it back in. Worked great, fit, very good option. CJ is going to show you just how easy it is now.
So what they've got is we've got pins high and low on the front and back of this divider here. I always like to kind of start with the bottoms first and then break my tops loose and just kind of work my way. I want to kind of be in the center of it. But now, once it's all unpinned, it runs off this track, off the ceiling, and then we can pin it against this wall. And it's great because now, if we needed 2 box stalls, maybe you want to haul some mares and foals, you know.
Yep. Now we can make box stalls.
Now you have your box stalls.
Okay.
And it functions and flows so well. We like it to be nice and solid. That way it just flows easier. You know, we've got the extended jail bars over it. We've got a stud divider. I mean, we took it full to the ground. So that way, it when we go to move it, it's one fluid motion. We're not having pieces trying to break on us.
Well, another thing that we've done just recently for you guys is everybody's seen these straight load type trailers that have a separate head shield
Yes.
than the body shield, and that hinges and swings and does a lot of different things. They wanted to make this solid, so it's one component that can move, and it really functions really well. It makes the convertibility of this trailer so much simpler.
Absolutely. And so easy to use. Again, you just slide it over. You find your hardware in the floor, pin it in,
You're ready to go.
you're done. That simple. We did worm flooring on this trailer too. Just for the show, we wanted to kind of give you a couple different color options, but you know, it also helps us drive home the point of you got to care for your floors. This is a nice piece that we've added into these trailers. With these dividers that move, I also like them too because we have pieces that go into the floor that if we did rubber mats, now we got to cut around, and then when you pull them and put them back in, it's a little harder. You got a better chance of shavings getting underneath them. So I like that we put worm flooring on this one for that reason.
I've never been good at puzzles, and that's what that would be.
Yeah,
is a puzzle.
absolutely.
Another thing I want to show while we're here that I think is kind of just a fun feature is sometimes people use carabiner clips or some different way to do this. This butt bar is real easy. It goes in here, and you're done, okay? Now, some horses have been known, they like to play with this.
Yes.
And some people have said, well, they could get this and pop that out. We have a safety catch here that you have to lift up manually before you can get that out, so a horse can't get his nose underneath there and flop that out. It's kind of a neat little feature.
Yep.
So.
Padded divider as well. Now as we get out of the back here, here's our ramp. We've got Dutch doors that go around this trailer. I'll put this up just to show you, again, kind of in theme with what we did on this other trailer over here. It's just a nice little V. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. I think it caps this trailer off, it wraps it around, rather than it just being white at the back.
It's a nice upgrade for sure.
Absolutely.
You guys have done, and they do this on most of their trailers, the backup lights.
Yes.
So that's a really nice feature. And again, all the lighting on a Cimarron is all LED, inside and outside. So when you put it in reverse and you're backing in somewhere dark, you've got these reverse lights that'll come on. And some people turn on their load lights to give some extra. So it's really going to brighten it up as you're backing up into a barn or parking your trailer.
You can attest to it. We have gone, almost all of our inventory, we've gone in and added these backup lights to it. You know, our tow vehicle's so far away, your backup lights really aren't doing much when you have that trailer behind you, especially as we can get these bigger, longer ones.
Absolutely.
We know there's going to be scenarios where it's going to be dark, you're getting home in the middle of the night, or you're backing in somewhere you don't know where things are. Just having that light coverage back there helps.
Absolutely.
One other thing, we'll actually show you, we'll get to the side of the trailer, but you'll notice this camera right up above me. So there's a camera here, there's a camera up in the front of that box stall. Well, that's a piece that we added on at our shop after we got this trailer. This one functions as a backup camera for you, and then that one in the actual stall area, you can keep tabs on your horses in transit. We have systems of 2 cameras. It's wireless, which is fantastic, because if you have multiple tow vehicles, if you upgrade to a new truck, I can take it. These run off our marker lights. We have to have that to power the cameras. And then it's a 12-volt plug. We'll show you over here. But that way you can just move it around.
Very simple. Yeah. Absolutely.
We've also done a spoiler on the top, and we were just talking about that. What happens at the back of trailers is usually the wind swirls. And if you live down dirt roads, gravel roads, you know that the back of your tailgate bumper is covered in dirt. It happens. It just accumulates back there. So what that does is actually forces the air down and away from the trailer. So we're not getting as much gunk from the road covering the back of the trailer. And if for some reason you're opening up air gaps, running with the Dutch doors open, the bus windows open, it's actually going to want to suck that air back in. And we don't want our horses breathing dust from a respiratory
So
standpoint.
when we had you guys come to us and say, we want to do this, we were a little skeptical. And I've seen it work. And it's one of those deals, right? Everybody has those things, you have to see it to believe it.
Yes.
It does do its job.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You stay right there. We're going to have him wave at the camera here in a second so you can see this. So over here we got it on display. There's Anthony right there. So this is viewing the backup camera right now and the stall area. Here he comes into the stall area. Really good clean look, clear view. We can actually change. There he is with the big screen. We can do that on the backup camera as well. And again, it just plugs in 12-volt power. And you have this monitor. We've got a cup holder, so you can put it actually in your cup holder and it sets right in there. That way as you're driving, it can be right there for you to view.
It's amazing with technology what it is today, just how good of a picture that is.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can really see what's going on.
Now, air ride. Back to another common theme here in the booth is air ride. This trailer here, we usually keep about 6 of them on hand, on order at all times, and 5 of them are air ride. That's how much emphasis we've put on it and how much customers have understood the importance of air ride and the benefits of air ride.
The running gear on this trailer is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you look at the axles, we've got 7,000 pound axles. We've got 18 ply, 17.5-inch tires on this. It's got heavy duty running gear on it.
Yeah, we actually, standard on these are a 16-inch wheel. When this trailer gets aired up, it actually picks up about 2.5 inches. Mm-hmm. We kind of felt like we wanted it to have a different look. So we went with the bigger wheels and tires, and why not have heavy duty running gear? You're never gonna regret having heavy duty tires underneath it. Yeah.
Nobody likes tire problems.
Absolutely. None of us do. But what's kind of cool is we've got a display over here that shows you this air ride system itself. So one common thing that I hear, Anthony, is if somebody says, well, I don't know about that air ride. And I ask him, well, okay, tell me, what are you skeptical about?
Yeah, well, I'm driving down the road and I've got my whole family with me and a load of horses, and the air ride fails. I'm stranded, I'm stuck.
Yep, because that's the way the old systems work.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's what we usually we get from them is they're used to that. Well, this has come so far, and now if we do have a issue with the compressor, issue with the bag, issue with the line, what happens?
This system will go down and deflate so there's no air in it, but it still functions as a rubber torsion axle, just like a Dexter rubber torsion axle. So first and foremost, this thing isn't going to ride like a hardtail Harley and you're going to injure your horses, and you're not going to damage your trailer because it's not going to deflate all the way down where the fender or part of the trailer actually touches the tire. So it's not going to damage that. You can get it home, get it to a repair shop, get it taken care of. One of the best things we did is when we switched over to this Dexter Airflex system, our air ride issues were gone.
Yeah.
So it's been an amazing thing. The ride quality is phenomenal. Again, we've said it multiple times. We're probably going to say it one more time before we're done.
Yes,
once you pull an air ride trailer, you'll never want to pull anything else.
Self-contained compressor. We don't have to have external air supply from a truck or anything like that. It's all self-contained.
And some of the other systems are bulky, big compressors, and there's 4 or 5 components that have to mount, and it clutters up a space. It's got to go somewhere on the trailer. It's another thing we love about this system. Everything is right here.
Yeah.
Your on-off switch, your raise and lower valve, and your pressure gauge. That's a simple piece that we can fit in a lot of different places, and it's a real clean fit.
And it's so simple to use. When you're pulling that trailer, you turn it on, you put it in the raised position, you go. When you're done, you turn it off, roll it to the lower, clear your line with your cable, because condensation can come from air, which can potentially freeze and crack when we get into the colder months, and that could cause your problems. But we've even done how-to videos, real short ones, on how easy it is to turn it on and use it, and how to shut it down properly.
Very simple system, nothing to be scared of.
No, absolutely. Well, we'll keep working over. Now we're going to get to the shiny one.
Everybody likes a pretty shiny trailer.
There's been a lot of shiny trailers here, but this one kind of takes the cake. This next trailer we're going to look at is a 2023 Cimarron Steerwalt Signature Series. This is a 30-foot air ride trailer. As you can see, it is polished all over it. It is a beautiful trailer.
It's a mirror going down the road.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of good functionality as well. Underneath this gooseneck, we're going to have a roll-up door. Now, I can't really shut it just because we've got it wired in to run our lights here for the show. But this rolls down, protects everything back here. I mean, we've got a spare tire, we've got a battery box, we've got that onboard compressor for the air ride back here. We put a light, a 16-inch awning light back here to shoot off of it and light everything up. We put nice big hooks on this. We moved the spare over so we can hang bigger cords, bigger hoses, those type of items that take up room in the tack area. We felt like, hey, that's wasted space. Let's try to utilize that.
Well, especially since we enclosed it, this is a valuable clean space. Again, when you're pulling into a showgrounds or something that may be muddy, you're not getting your spare, your jack, and all that stuff covered with mud. It keeps it out of the weather.
And talk about on this beautiful of a trailer, I think it caps it off. I mean, it's really clean. Just a good look to the actual trailer when it's all said and done. Now on these, we like to go ahead and do a 6-foot front tack, just because we can do this side ramp coming into it. We have to have a 5-foot for our bracing framework to put this side ramp on here. But if you're running upright show boxes, fan carts, blower carts, talk about how easy it is to bring those up this side ramp rather than lifting them up and over.
And we still have an entry door on the other side, so you don't have to let the ramp down if you need to get in there.
I'm a big component of this. We were talking to a gentleman just the other day. He said he just wanted the side ramp, didn't want another access door into this tack room. For safety purposes, I will always push the customer. This is about one time that I'm really going to push them. I want a secondary access into here. If that is shut and someone is in here, you can't get out of this tack room.
Yep.
So I like a pass-through door. I like this man door. The other thing too is, if you get in emergency situations, maybe your items to change a spare tire, your ramp, your jack, everything might be in here. You know, it's pretty easy since this is street side to be able to just crack that door open and sneak in here.
Yep. Absolutely.
But the theme of our floor.
Yep. It just gives us a clean look, and this is also carried up on the drop wall
Yes.
and the gooseneck deck. So anything that you're putting up here, if it happens to be muddy or dirty, again, this can be cleaned easier. If you look at this drop that we put up here to keep anything you put up here from sliding out, see a theme? That's our same side slat that we use on the bottom. Instead of just using a cheap 1x1 tube, this is the same material with dividers. It's overkill, but it looks like it belongs in here, and it uses these anti-rattle latches.
Now, how come you didn't make that polish for us?
we should have.
Now, I want to get back to this flooring and on this deck, because this is actually from a customer. We learn a lot from our customers as well.
Absolutely.
When we were building their new trailer, his wife said, I am not crawling up in that neck and vacuuming it out, that carpet. I can't get the items out of it, whether it's feed, shavings, hay particles, it gets embedded in that. And she says, I want to be I can maybe sweep it somewhere and vacuum it up. And that's where it kind of came from for us. And then it's evolved from there.
Absolutely.
This item, this is a big conversation piece. We get asked this question a lot. What's that rack for up in the neck? Well, this piece right here will house 4 24-inch fans motor down. So we get them up off the deck. It's actually better for the coils of the fan as well. But you guys have used a nice heavy UHMW plastic, so they'll slide on here. But you can put those fans up here, shut the back door, it secures them as you're driving. You can usually grab the first 2 fans very easily, but I say keep your show stick somewhere close. Maybe you have an old one. Just keep it right here. You can take that show stick, grab a cage of a fan, and pull it back to you. It'll slide very easily on that plastic.
Plus, the next thing is it keeps them from getting damaged if you're just laying them somewhere in the trailer.
Absolutely. So. And again, we usually won't stack all the way to the roof on these, but now we've utilized maybe some wasted space by putting it up and out of the way.
Absolutely. This side of the trailer, this trailer has the 110 package on it, so that gives you breaker box set up, and you'll see when we get in the back, we put outlets for fans or any 110 devices you want to use back there, and then it's got a power converter on it, so it's going to charge the batteries. If you're sitting here like we are now, if we don't have it plugged in, it's charging that battery off of that. So
behind Anthony here, we carpeted this back wall just so if we put items up against it, they're not going to rub up against there. We put this airliner track, we did it on this partition wall, and then on the gooseneck drop wall. They're the same height. But as you bring those big items in, your show boxes, your blower carts, we can actually set them in place. You can get some different hooks, strap them down so things aren't going to move. Nice big utility hooks. Again, this is you guys have redesigned this over the years. We used to use bridle hooks. Now we're using these big utility hooks because we know in the show world, big extension cords, big hoses, those type of items, you'd have to use multiple hooks and they're usually falling off. Well, these are deep. They're deep off the wall, they're tall, nice spacing between them as well.
Not a plastic material, they're aluminum, they're powder coated, they're going to be durable.
Absolutely. And as we sit here at these shows and we talk to customers, we were talking about it today, we're trying to come up with new innovative items to go ahead and store. Maybe it's these big Weaver lights you put on the side of chutes. A customer was asking about that'll be here at the show at the end of the week. Well, we've got some ideas and we're going to bounce them off him, and he might help us with the design on it, but we're always trying, and that's one thing I give you guys credit for, is you guys are innovative. You're always trying to make the trailer better. I always tell my customers, I want to build the next trailer better than the last one.
It's one of the things I think that sets us apart, and it makes Cimarron what it is we listen to our customers and our dealers. They're out there using them every day. We use them as well, being part of that team, but I personally don't pull a steer wall, so I need that customer's feedback on this, and those dealers getting that information back to us. And if we're very open to trying new things, if there's a new thing that's going to make a customer's life easier with this trailer, we sure want to try and figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. Before we get into the stall area, again, we showed it on the stock box there, but if you notice here, this lower air gap, it's the exact same function, exact same piece that we use on that stock box. So we can drop this lower air gap. This is fantastic from the standpoint of you can leave in the morning when it's really cold And maybe as it starts warming up, you want to get a little bit more airflow to your cattle. It's easy to run around and drop that rather than getting the plexiglass out of the openings.
Absolutely. And another thing we'll see on here, tie rail, high and low. So you've got flexibility there as well.
And one thing that again, customer feedback is we've actually moved this ramp back a little bit. And one of the main reasons why is for a lot of time we're putting the ramp right here. And we still do that occasionally on a trailer. But one thing that I've been told is this front box gets real warm. I can't get as much airflow to it because we have this ramp over here. So now when we move it back, now we just created some airflow here, airflow here. We're usually driving that direction, so the air is going to want to go that way. Well, now we're feeding air in this front and then the rest of the trailer, where if this ramp was forward, now we can't. It's getting blocked. So we like doing this, setting it back. I'll let you kind of step back and show them that cool spread axle too.
So this is one of the things that we do. This has the best of both worlds, in my opinion. This again has air ride, has 18-ply Continental tires on it, Alco wheels, and we did a spread axle. So there's two things. The first I'm going to say, it just looks cool, right?
It does.
I mean, that's a cool look. The next thing it does is it helps distribute the weight of that trailer a little bit, and it's going to pull some tongue weight off of the tow vehicle. To me, a triple axle or a 2-axle spread with air ride, there's nothing better. So this is a very popular option on our Steerwalt and our Showstar type trailers. Do it a lot on the horse trailers, so we love it. It makes a big difference.
Amber turn signal again. We did a ton of lights on this, marker lights, these button lights. I mean, this guy looks cool when it's running down the road. Nice big awning lights as you go into this other stall area here, going up the side ramp. Now, one of the other things when we first started this is we usually had one traveling gate and one fixed gate off the back. There's 9.3 off the back. You could put an 8-foot blocking chute, handles, wheel. You could kind of put your heels right up against that gate and set it down. You had that room. But you were stuck with 2 stalls. I mean, that's what you had. So we started custom building them with 2 traveling gates. So you have complete flexibility. And now that's the only way we build them.
We hardly ever build one with a fixture or gate anymore. Absolutely. Now that we've done the traveling, because this trailer again can become so many things.
Yes. Yeah, it's fantastic because you get into maybe you're coming to Denver and you're dragging a bull and you got some heifers on there. You got a cow-calf pair. Well, now you got to figure out how to load it. Well, with these traveling gates, we can manipulate the stall sizes. We can put the bull in one section and not waste a 10, 12-foot stall. And then we can put that cow-calf pair where they're comfortable. And then we can put our heifers in another one. You have so much flexibility with the double traveling gates. We could go in and out a third one of this one if we want.
Absolutely. Yep.
And again, this is what we just saw in that 2+1. This is kind of where it originated from. This is just, it moves
same track system. This is just forward to back. Absolutely. Operates the same way. Yeah, these are just a popular setup. We've got the 48-inch swing gates in these traveling gates. There's an option to do a slider in there as well. Again, it's what that customer wants, how he wants to utilize that trailer.
No threshold too, so they don't have to step over anything. Yep. It's nice, wide open, so depending on how deep you bed, it doesn't matter. They're not going to trip over something going in and out of the stalls there. Yep. The 48-inch swing, like Anthony said, we almost had to rethink the way we built the trailers. Most stock trailers, I guarantee you are used to the gate hinging off of this side of the trailer, swinging that direction. Well, most of the time we're going to be loading and offloading off the side ramp.
Yeah.
So it didn't function when we hinged it that way. Yeah. So we flipped the hinge this way, and it made the world of difference leading cattle on and off this
Absolutely.
Way. Tapered the fenders in here. No sharp edges. That's become a new standard option on them.
That is going to be standard on the 24 models, is tapered fenders. Yep. That's correct.
Yep. Worm flooring on this one as well, so we don't have to pull mats.
Another thing that you guys have done on this that's an option that I like, again, when it comes to airflow and keeping the animals cooler in here, is you've done the optional bar type airflow gate system instead of just the slats like we do on a normal gate. This has this bar type on both gates. Just allow, if this trailer's going to a hotter climate, it's going to get a little more air moving through this trailer.
Absolutely. And one thing, when Kurt started dragging his first one, the standard was 6'8" tall. We're standing in a 6'4" tall trailer.
Yes.
And the 6'8" was because we were trying to get the heat away from cattle. Okay, heat rises, so that's why he wanted it taller. Well, then once figured out how much cooler that insulated roof keeps,
didn't need it.
Why do we need to go taller?
Absolutely.
Now we can build them that way. Maybe you're a little bit taller.
Yep.
I'm not going to play center for the Nuggets.
Mine would probably be 6'8".
Yeah, I mean, so we can do some different heights on these, but that's why we see this as a 6'4" tall. We see that a lot on the show star models as well. We just don't need that extra height. Obviously, in horse trailers, there's different versions. Our standard 7'1", we just showed you a 7'10" tall, so we can do a lot of different options there as well. Little things. Secondary light switches coming in. Those light switches will run this stall area, and then the load lights on that passenger side of that trailer. So if you come in this way, the light switches are at the back of the trailer. I don't have to run back there. I can drop this ramp, reach up, and turn on those lights.
We talked about in the tack room the 110 package. So you see right here,
Yes.
we've got outlets here. We do have an option for fan cage brackets that go in this track. So if you wanted to mount those fan brackets here, outlets right here to plug them out. We've got 3 on this side spaced out evenly, so you can put fans in here.
We've got some ideas. We'll probably talk about that
Yeah.
tomorrow. Some different fan type options to connect them in here,
Yep.
so we can plug in. I'd like it to be versatile, so you can use on the outside of the trailer, inside the trailer. But that's what we do, is we just kind of, there's numerous times we'll get on the phone and bounce stuff off each other. Try to make, again, the next trailer better than the previous.
That's what makes Cimarron great, is our customers and giving us those feedbacks. Hey, love your trailer. Can we tweak this or that? Absolutely we can. Let's look at it and see how we make it work.
Yeah. Now, one thing as we go out, with these trailers being air ride, anytime you're loading or unloading, whether it's cattle on this trailer, horses on that one, what we recommend is, we actually recommend you dump the air on it.
Yes.
Because now we're 2.5 inches lower to the ground. This ramp's not as steep. When it's higher, ramp's steeper. Taking those items on and off, especially our livestock or our horses, and if you're just stepping into the tack room, it's lower to the ground.
Another benefit of air ride.
Yeah.
A lower step in height.
Absolutely. So, did we miss anything?
If we did, it must have been small.
Yeah, I think so. So, thanks for tuning in. Again, we're here live at the 2023 National Western Stock Show in Denver, Colorado. If you want to come by and see us throughout the show, we're going to be here till the 22nd of January. So we got a little bit of time to go. We're in Stadium Hall Level 2. We're in the 1400 row. We're at the back. You can't miss us. Yeah, you won't miss these beautiful trailers. We'd love to sit down and visit with you about what we have, options to build you a trailer, basically get you your dream trailer.
Absolutely. Come see us. I'll be here through Sunday. We'll have another Cimarron person here next weekend here to answer questions. So, come out and take a look and see what Cimarron and Transwest have to offer.
Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to Wade and Lou. See you guys in a little bit.